Welcome back. We're still using our car example. In the last video, we identified our direct costs. Now we are going to figure out our fixed overhead allocation. Okay, so this next step is calculate the total factory overhead, not fixed overhead, sorry, for the period. So I'm going to go back over here, and when I look, these are all of my factory overhead costs. These are all of my indirect costs. Remember, all of our indirect costs get allocated, and that's our factory overhead. So I'm just going to add these up. And our total factory overhead is $250,000. So I'll just go put this right here. You can put it wherever you want to on your worksheet. Let's go ahead and make these numbers. Okay. Then we need to identify our factory overhead activity base, which will be our denominator. So I'm going to go back over here. Here's my factory overhead. Here's what they expect to make. Here we go. The company allocates factory overhead based on direct labor dollars. Okay, so I know I'm going to do this based on direct labor dollars. And that will always be given to you in this module. All right, so then if we go, the next thing we need to do is calculate the estimated activity base, or the denominator. All right, this is going to get a little tricky. It doesn't tell us exactly how many direct labor dollars we expect to use, but it does tell us what we expect to manufacture. And we expect to manufacture 500 cars a year, 250 with the racing stripe and 250 without. All right, so I know that with the racing stripe, well, let me go back over here. So if I go back up to my direct labor costs, I know that with a racing stripe, my direct labor costs are, if I add this up, $260 per car. Without the racing stripe, my costs are $240 per car, okay? So the only difference in my direct labor dollars per car is whether or not I have the racing stripe. They all get the basic car kit, and they're all going to have seats because nobody's going to buy a car without seats. So I know that I expect this year we're going to make 250 with a racing stripe and 250 without. So I can estimate my direct labor dollars that way. So we're going to make 250 cars with without the racing stripe and 250 with. So if I just multiply these, my direct labor cost for a car without the racing stripe times the 250 we expect to make, and my direct labor dollars with a racing stripe times the amount I expect to make. And that tells me, let's go ahead and format this column as well. There we go. And if I add those two up, then my estimated, if I estimate that I'm going to make 250 cars with a racing stripe and 250 without, then my estimated direct labor dollars for the year is $125,000. Okay, so my estimated activity base then is $125,000. I expect that's what I'm going to spend on direct labor. Maybe I'll spend more, maybe I'll spend less, and we'll deal with that at the end of the period. But for now, that's my guess. That's my best guess. Okay, so then my allocation rate is just going to be what I expect my factory overhead cost to be, $250,000, divided by how many direct labor dollars I expect to use, $125,000. So I'm just going to do my math. 250,000 divided by 125,000 is 2. So that means I am going to apply $2 of factory overhead for every direct labor dollar I spend. So if I have a job where I spend $240 of direct labor, I will apply $480 of factory overhead. If I apply $10 of direct labor, I'll apply $20 of factory overhead. Okay, so $2 of factory overhead for every $1 that I spend on direct labor. All right, so that's going to wrap up allocating our factory overhead. And in the next video, we're going to start calculating the costs of our different jobs. All right, see you there.